Hello, everyone. I believe we are live now. So, we are back with another session on EOS live trading. When I say live trading, I mean live coverage of what's happening. And especially, we are going to talk about RAM trading, account creation, some of the topics which I think every one of you have been waiting for. We are going to talk in detail of how to do these things. So, do stay with us. And I hope you are going to enjoy this show today. So first of all, a quick introduction, investing with the difference. So we have another update. So as we have been focusing on EOS more and more, a lot of people were giving feedback that we should change our identity as EOS. So we finally made this switch, and now our logo shows EOS. So I hope that will make many of you happy. And we are still very excited about EOS, and we'll continue covering that. I have some more exciting news towards the end of the show, so please wait and listen to that. We will start a lot of new initiatives as a team, as a group, and you will hear about them towards the end. So first, again, as I said, we have been doing a lot of updates on EOS. So today, we are going to talk about key ideas about RAM, what is going on, key ideas about account creation. But before that, I think everybody is looking at the market crash, which happened today morning. So we have a huge red candle on Bitcoin, and that is affecting the rest of the market. As I said, means I've been telling you again and again, this is something which is expected in a volatile market. Uh, we are not too worried if you are invested in good projects. And again, of course, it's not good for anybody when these kind of moves happen in market. It's still a very tricky market, and we are in a downtrend. And uh, this will keep, I think, maybe another opportunity for you to buy. We are talking about long term and not worried about short term moves. And also, when I talk about the trading community, we say that you can always trade alts to reduce your buy price of Bitcoin. And anyway, that is not the topic of discussion today. So let's focus on EOS. While we are, I hope that people can go over this negative news today morning and focus on the fundamentals. So first thing, if you know that, so one great news is that Blocktivity, which tracks the real value of blockchain. What does that mean? That means how many transactions are really happening on the blockchain, and what is the most useful blockchain. And they added EOS. This is a great news because now we can really track how EOS is doing in real world. We are still in early days. EOS is already getting to 5. That means it's a blockchain which is not even used. No dApps are launched, just based on the very early transactions, account creation, and so on. It has started supporting almost equal number of transactions as BTC, which is the Bitcoin, on a daily basis. And that is amazing. I think, as you all know, Steam is the next big platform which Dan Larimer did before this, and it is always on number one. And EOS can easily beat that by design. So it's very early days. It's a very small group of people really using it right now, and there is no dApps, and still we have amazing number of transactions, which is great. Uh, Now, what is next in the EOS world? So one thing is, we were talking about the RAM trading, and I were going to cover that. So RAM prices are shooting up. So what is happening? A couple of days back, when I started this RAM trading piece and discussed that, it was at 0.017 or 18 EOS per kilobyte. Now it's already gone up by 20 to 30% in last 2 to 3 days, and that is, of course, in terms of EOS. In dollar price, it can go up and down based on the price of EOS, but that means you could have actually increased your EOS holding if you had converted the whole EOS you hold in your wallet to RAM. You could have got such a huge return on your investment. Again, as I said, it's a very speculative area. These prices can come crashing down. So you do not uh, do it unless you understand it. So that's my recommendation. So that is something you need to really focus on. But I think it is something you need to understand. RAM is needed for any new account creation. So we are going to talk about account creation today because a lot of people are really interested in that. And as you need to understand that RAM is currently not even utilized 100%. At some point, when the utilization goes near 100%, block producers will have to go and buy new RAM. What will be the impact on price? It is yet to be seen. So that's the risk, that it can come crashing down when there is a lot of more supply coming in. 64 gig is not much right now. This is all the RAM available, and I think this will definitely expand. But in short term, the traders, speculators are speculating, and the price is going up very fast. Plus, there's a lot of account creation happening, which is leading to this price movement. How do you do account RAM trading? Let me explain to you. I have told many times, this is the ZEOS tool, the toolkit.generous.io/tools. You can go and you can log in with Scatter, and you can also, um, you can go down and you have buy and sell RAM here. So you can actually create RAM, buy RAM, and you can sell RAM. We are going to look at this tool more in detail, but before that, let's look at another news. So, as you all know, that there have been some freezing activity which was ordered by ECAF, and a lot of people who have reported their keys to be stolen. Now that number of accounts and name of the accounts have been expanded, based on today's new order, you can see the list of these accounts. Now, while it has been a lot of debate around what is good or what is bad, but as a token holder, if you have not tried your wallets, if you're not interacting with mainnet, please keep an eye on this news. What if some scammer is actually claiming that your tokens are stolen? So this can be misused, right? I mean, this reporting of stolen keys can be misused if somebody somehow gets hold of your Ethereum wallet or some other way, to prove that he owns your keys versus somebody else. So always be aware of your account names. Always keep watching that your accounts are not among these accounts which are being reported as hacked accounts, unless you have reported them. And so that is another thing which I would say you need to be worried about. So this I wanted to cover. So this is an update which happened from ECAF today, and this is very important news to track. uh, Whether you agree or disagree with this whole process, this is a whole lot of debate. We have done this many times. So my goal is not to get into that. You have, if you are on EOS blockchain, you have to accept this reality. You need to understand that this is how it will work, and it is a governed blockchain. It is not code is law blockchain. So this is another news item. And now let us, if there are any questions, let us talk about account creation. If there are no questions, so how do you create your account? So let's go back to the uh, toolkit. So you can, again, you would need to spend your EOS. So you need to buy account. So remember, account creation is not free. Why is that? Because you need to buy RAM to be able to create accounts. So what you do is, either you attach identity, that means you log in with your Scatter wallet. You can create an account name here. It can be only 12 character long. It can only be alphanumeric. It cannot have any symbols. It cannot have any other special characters. This is free accounts. When I say free, you do not have to bid on it, but you need to buy them because you need to buy the RAM. So now you can create a key. So this is only the public key. Now, either you can use the same public key, which is which you're logging in with, or you can create a new key pair. So what you can do is you create a new key pair either using Scatter Wallet or using the old tools of NS James, which is available online, or going to eosio.com. EOS.io, not .com. EOS.com, by the way, was a scam site. So that's it's glad that I said it by mistake, but you should not do that mistake. So now, I don't know why it says 1 to 5 only. I hope they allow all the alphanumeric, but this is what it says here. Now, coming back, you can create a public and private key, never enter your private key here. So whatever new pair, if you want to create a new account which has a totally different public and private key, then you should create a new key from tools available online, which are reliable tools. Remember, that is another key thing. You can Scatter is one reliable tool. So if you go to Scatter Wallet, you can click on this, and you can say key pairs, and you can create a new key pair. When you click on the new key pair, you can say generate key pairs. And when you do this generate key pair, uh, I'm not sure if you're seeing this because my application is only sharing the window. I'm not able to share this. Let me see if I can share it quickly. And that should help. So guys, I'm not able to share the Scatter wallet extension right now. I'm trying to fix that. Give me a moment. It is still not working for me, so let me try again. So now if I click on the Scatter wallet, I still don't know. I think we will look into it in detail later on. So, but if you are aware of Scatter wallet, I think what you need to understand is that it will show you key pairs. You can click on new key pair, and I think for the security, this is somehow not easy to share. So anyway, so coming back, so I think most of you, it's very self-explanatory. You can generate a new key pair, you can copy the private and public key, keep it safe, and you can go and enter your public key here. So coming back to what is account creation, I think there are a lot of videos available online from NS James himself, who is the creator of Scatter tool. You can go watch them on how to create a new key pair, how to get your identity. Now, coming back to this, so you put your public key here and you just create. This is very simple, but it needs you to have existing wallet with some EOS tokens, which will be spending EOS to create this. Now, there's another way which you can use, and this is a tool which we have already tested. It is ZEOS. Now, this is not endorsed by block producers. This is a DApp developers. These are a very nice tool they have created. We have used it and we have got a new account name. So we are able to endorse them for not being a scam. Now, how does it work? It's very simple. This is an amazing thing they have done. What they do is you test your account name. Let's, for example, you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I'm sure this will be taken. So let me put some random numbers. How many these are? 4, 4, 8, and 4, 12. So let me delete a couple of them. You say check account availability. And it's going to look at whether this account is available on EOS chain. It says, congratulations, account name is available. Then you go to buy account. And when you are buying account, again, you can enter your public key here and create the order. So again, you need to have a new public and private key pair, which has to be generated outside of any of these tools, because you do not want somebody to scam you and give you a wrong pair. So be very careful about the key generation. All the old rules about where to get your keys and new public and private key pair is still applicable. So I would say that be careful on that. Let me see if I can pull out this another um, window and share with you what are the safe tools to generate EOS keys. So one of the important link which everybody has been using is the GitHub tool. Wait a second. I think it's not available. I'm still looking for it. While this is going on, you can keep asking questions if you have any. And my goal is to show you, like, what are the best ways. So as I said, Scatter, if you have made sure you have installed Scatter extension properly, you can do that. You can, I think a lot of people know how to get this key generation safely online previously, but let me do it again. So this is the place. Where is my... All right, guys, I'm still trying to bring up the window. Please bear with me. It is not really working for me right now. All right, so I managed to get this page here. So this is the site. I will put a link in the bottom of description later on. So you get this EOS token sale, which is by NS James. You can create a new key pair, generate EOS key, and after you load this page, you can actually go offline if you are really paranoid about your connection being secure. You only copy your public key and keep it somewhere where you can easily enter into websites, but make sure this private key doesn't go anywhere. This is only for you, and you can create any number of keys you want by reloading this page. And this is a safe way because this is again done by NS James. This is the same place where he uses it from. This actually he has generated the EOS node, and he has been supporting the community for a very long time. Lot of people have used this tool to generate a key pair for themselves. Uh, but other than that, make sure your site is secure, make sure your certificates are valid for this site. Nobody is snooping into it, no other cookies are running in the background. Those are the things you still need to worry about. I would say to keep checking this, make sure there is no other cookie running here on the top. Again, you are not able to see these perhaps because my window is not sharing somehow. My sharing tool, I need to fix it. So you can generate this key pair offline. There are a lot of security tips we have done earlier. Now, as I said, the best model is still going back to generous toolkit. You buy your account names. The reason you will go to something like ZEOS is for people who are still not safe, who are still paranoid about putting their private keys into scatter on their web browsers. In this case, what I want to highlight is you are buying EOS, but you're buying this account using Ethereum or BTC. So once you say create order using this public key, so let me say I enter any of these public keys and I say create order, you can pay with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin Cash. So it will open up another window where it will ask you to send a transaction. Like for example, Bitcoin, which is a very small amount. This is what uh, they are charging. It's like around $4 to $5, I believe. That's the range if they are charging, and then there will be a network fees wherever you send it from, and they're giving you an address to send this money. Now this totally separates out your EOS account. So if you have a huge investment in EOS, you're not comfortable right now creating a Scatter wallet or any other wallet. You want to create a new username which is not associated to your identity. You do not want to use EOS wallets. You want to pay outside from a safer wallet which has a very small amount. I would still say that this is a great tool. ZEOS, we have already created an account for ourselves. So just I wanted to update you. So we created a team account as a test. So this is the account we have created with ZEOS. This is investing with the difference. So we used, because we can only use 12 words, so we use WAD. We will be writing it as investing with the difference in capital, because the uppercase or lowercase does not matter in EOS blockchain. They're all same. So when I enter like this, it will still show up as lowercase. Now coming back, this is account they created, which they used of my $4 or $5 to spend on RAM, whatever charges they are making, whatever money they are making with this. And if you look at created by, this is created by their account, and they are handing over these keys to us because we have assigned this key. We have only given them public key, remember. So we still own the private key, and they cannot do anything with this account. They can only create it and assign this to us. So this is actually as of now, based on the early investigation, we don't see this being a scam. This cannot be a problem. Most of the things look secure, and this look legit. So we do recommend doing it, but still wait for us to test out this further, and we will confirm if there is any issue we see in this way of account creation. Again, as I said, the safest way is still going through ZEOS. You do your own attach identity using Scatter and creating your own account. But if you don't want to do that, then this is the good option. So this is what we wanted to cover in terms of the EOS account creations today. I hope this helps a lot of people who have been asking us how to do new account creation. You can create as many accounts as you want. So as I said, it is costing around $4 to $5 if you are doing outside EOS. Otherwise, it should cost you some 0.1 or 0.2 EOS on general EOS site. One more update is that there has been a first airdrop. So there has been a EOS ad, which is like the token name is ADD, and the account where it is coming from is this EOS ADDDD, and this has started coming to EOS accounts. So any account which was on the Genesis snapshot, you will start seeing these airdrops. So this is another. I think it is like kind of a not an important airdrop because this is just some Chinese site I could figure out. So let me show you what they are. It's like eosad.io, and we could not find any great information in English for these guys. Um, okay, I'm not able to reach them. Maybe I need to look at what they are. But anyway, I think there's something like this which we saw, and just wanted to update you. But why it is historic is because this is something which just started, and we wanted to show you that this is happening already. We are seeing more and more airdrops going to come soon, and we are excited about this. That EOS airdrops have started. This is not something which so these guys are giving you zero point 0.5 token for every one token if you are on Genesis snapshot, and you should start seeing it right now. I think they are still doing it only for the token holders who have more than 100. I think the reason is because they have to spend their CPU and network bandwidth based on, so these people have only 931 tokens staked, and if you can see, they've already consumed more than half of their CPU and network bandwidth. So they cannot really support, even though the transactions are free, they will have to wait before they give more airdrops if they want to keep some bandwidth for themselves. So that is one thing you need to understand. The airdrops will be easier. This airdrop was completed in 2 to 3 hours, as I'm seeing more and more data on this, as compared to Ethereum airdrops, which takes many, many days, cost a lot of money. In this case, they can just stake tokens. They don't lose any value. So you need to understand why EOS airdrops will be big. And this is the example. They have not spent a single penny except for the bandwidth, and that will recover after a few days. So they're not losing any monetary value. They're only using their rights to use this blockchain, and the speed of airdrop will depend upon how many tokens they stake. So this is how it is going to work, and this is something which is started, and it is a historic moment. We need to start looking at more and more airdrops coming. Every PDI is coming very soon in next few days, which is going to be big, and that is something we need to understand. So somebody just asked a question, why would you create an account? You would create an account because of two reasons. One is you need to have, like, for example, let's say you only have one wallet and you have a lot of EOS sitting on that. But if you want to use your like EOS will be used as a staking mechanism. If you're doing any EOS based D app, you will have to use an account name to log in. Now you do not want to use the biggest wallet. You do not want to disclose how many EOS you have, because as soon as you start using your EOS name, people will know. They can go to public blockchain and they can know how many EOS you own. So that's why you want to create you may decide to create an account name which is only for specific purpose. You can create different account names for different purposes. So let me show you an example. So DEOS games .com. This is a gambling site. Okay, maybe I pressed the wrong. DEOS games. Let me search it. So this is these are the creators of this ZEOS. So these are the guys who are helping you create these account names, buying it. So deosgames.com, it's still not working. I don't know what happened to their site. So these are the people who are doing a gambling website online. Now you don't want to give your original account name and to these people, and that's how you will use that particular account name. For example, I can use our investing with a difference account name versus the account name which we have. The second reason is you want a rememberable account name. You will have to create something new. Right now all the account name looks like this: GGD2DOM JGG, which is not readable, which are not easy to remember. You want to create account names which are easy to remember, like we did with this account. There are many reasons you will create accounts. So I hope that clarifies your question on why you would create an account. So just wanted to share some of the reasons. And being on public blockchain, you may need to use your different accounts for different purposes. That is going to be the future, and that's how it will work. What is the site for seeing the airdrops? I would say you can always go to EOS network tracker. Um, let's say network.monitor.io. You can go to your account history or account info, and you can enter your account name. So this is the account name which we have already made public to you, which is our account name. So we have this. You will see such a transaction that we got this 85 ADD, and this is the history of the account. And based on your account name, you will get this information that you are getting an airdrop, and it will show up like a transaction. If you look at the information about your account, you should start seeing that same information. Again, let me not worry about those details, but you can always do this. So all your transaction, whether you vote, so this is the vote producer action. There's a transfer action where you receive tokens. There's a buy RAM action, which we did RAM buying recently. So we have been trying out all the actions on the blockchain as a team. We are making sure that we do it ourselves rather than just reading about it. You can delegate bandwidth is the action you will see when you unstake or undelegate, or delegate means that you're staking or unstaking your tokens. So that is something you need to understand. These kind of actions, you need to start reading this account history and how you really make sense of this blockchain information. What else, guys? If you have any other questions, please repeat them. We may have missed it in this chat. Um, the exchanges, I would say that 3 exchanges have started supporting withdrawal and deposits of EOS mainnet tokens. That is Bitfinex, Kraken, and one more I'm forgetting. But I think some of these exchanges are supporting it. Binance is not yet supporting it. So that is something you need to wait for if you are a Binance user. Uh, Somebody's asking me, what do you think about ECAF ordering freezing of accounts? So let me tell you, means again, it's a very political thing. We all are believers in EOS. Now, I'm glad that ECAF is working as defined. There is an arbitration community, there is an arbitration possible on EOS, which is a great thing because that's what we signed up for. That's why we like EOS. One of the reasons why we like EOS. Now, whether you like that these accounts were frozen, they have not reversed any transactions. So, one thing I would like to clarify, a lot of people on YouTube or somewhere else, people are claiming that these accounts have been, their transactions being reversed. It's a misinformation spread by somebody. This is mostly a freeze action. Once there is an actual irreversible block on EOS blockchain, nobody is reversing transactions. The only thing they did is, before somebody could withdraw these tokens because they were believed to be hacked account, there have been freeze put on these accounts, and that is what is happened. Now, ECAF has been given the authority. They are interim ECAF. I agree, it is not there is no referendum which has happened, and but in the interim, as an interim authority, um, the constitution is at work. Unless you do a referendum and change the constitution, it is perfectly fine for them to do it. So again, it's going to be a lot of political discussion around it, so I'm going to avoid it today for this session. But let me tell you that any arbitration uh, happens based on the jurisdiction of the arbitrators, and they are fully authorized to do it in this case. Please go listen to Thomas Cook's interview on EOS Go radio, EOS Radio or EOS Go channel, and you will be able to understand all the details. So I don't want to cover it here. I do not have time for this, but you should go listen to him. He's a very, very knowledgeable person, and when he explains it, you really make sense. So let me not be try to talk about things which I'm not an expert on. All right. So what are the other things? What do you think about price? I think price is speculation. I'm not really into speculation right now. I look at EOS. For EOS means I do a speculation, I do a lot of trading, but for EOS, I'm a long-time investor. So how is it looking today? Definitely, it has taken the big hit because of the market conditions, and all alts are going worse than Bitcoin, as is usually the case. And I would say this is right now. Actually, we are testing some support areas. I'm kind of worried on USD chart. Let us look at EOS BTC chart. Uh, and I had drawn some Fibonacci levels earlier. And I think my next region where we should be worried about is around 0.01225 BTC. Again, I always look at prices in Bitcoin because US dollar is not the right way to look at altcoins when you're trading. But if you are a long-term investor in EOS, I'm sure you're looking at USD chart. But this is more of a market dynamics, how the overall crypto market is going up and down. So let us not be worried about it. As I showed you, right? Means even these accounts and this any transaction you make right now, try and doing some transaction like create account, create buy RAM, and you go and look on EOS monitor or EOS website. You will be really surprised how fast these transactions are happening. This is what is the real value of EOS. You will be really surprised how well this whole block producers are working right now. The voting is happening every 2 minutes. Those kind of things are really amazing. So this is something which you need to focus on. This is the going to be the most usable blockchain. As you can see, it is very quickly climbing up in this chart. And this is just a 10-day old, let's say, blockchain. And it is designed to be number one. It will be number one in terms of activity. And that is what is most important. So I'm glad that Blocktivity updated their information here, and they have started tracking EOS here. As we know that Steam is the earlier version of Dan Larimer's project, which is always on number one ever since it is gone mainline. And I'm expecting once more and more DApps come on EOS, it will easily be number one forever till anybody else comes up with something revolutionary as EOS. So guys, I think I have 5 more minutes for very quick questions. Please go ahead and shoot it now before I have to call it a day. So we, again, as a summary, if you have joined late, please go watch this video from the start. We talked about how to generate your keys if for new accounts. We talked about creating new accounts. We talked about RAM trading and how the RAM prices are shooting up. So a lot of things, very, very important things you need to understand. And if you want to create account, do it in a hurry, because everything is impacting your RAM price. Like RAM price is impacting your account name price also, because you need to buy RAM for that. So a lot of other things. And I think wallets, people are asking me again and again. I have talked about it in my last video on last live session. I'm very comfortable with Greymass now. Please go ahead, use it. This is the Greymass site. They keep updating the wallet. Now they are on 0.1.7. If you are already using Greymass, please keep updating your wallet. Do not stick to old versions. There are new features coming. If there are anything they find as a potential bug, they keep fixing those. As of now, nothing has been reported which is like anybody has lost their keys because of these wallets. There's no bug identified. Greymass is the most endorsed tool, most endorsed wallet across all block producers. And that's why we are very comfortable. Why it is important that it is endorsed by block producers? Because of ECAF. You know that if there is any bad stuff happening through these wallets, and if it is reported, I'm sure block producers will come together and protect you. It is possible on this blockchain. So that is another reason you should start using these wallets. If you need to. If you don't need to, just watch out. Make sure your accounts are tracked every day. Look at your account. Nobody else should be messing around with your account. Go to this EOS network monitor, go to EOS player, look at your account history, look at what is happening. The only transaction you should have is the first transaction. If you have not done anything with the blockchain, so let me show you. If the really earliest transaction was when the 10 tokens were assigned to you, and There was nothing else which should be there. So that is something you need to focus on, and make sure that your account is safe. If you're not interacting with the blockchain, if you are interacting with the blockchain, till this blockchain is new, keep watching. Even then, you have to keep watching your account history, account info, that whatever action is being is showing on your blockchain, it is something which you have done, and it is not something else. So these are the key things we talked about. Again, just a quick reminder. And one more thing we talked about is airdrops. They have started, even though it's not a consequential airdrop. We don't believe it's any important, but first airdrop has happened, and that is a really historic moment. We need to really celebrate this, irrespective of the quality of this airdrop. Of course, this may be actually a pretty good airdrop. I don't know much about this particular project. There was no information published about this project. This is ADD token, but what I can say is, at least it is operational. It is possible to do airdrops pretty quickly, using very small amount of EOS. Like, it's not a huge amount. If you look at it, this is it cost around what, 1,000 EOS. That means around $10,000. That much you pay in gas for airdrop on Ethereum. In this case, you are just using them to stake, and you made the airdrop happen in 3 hours, while you didn't spend a single penny on this. So this is very, very important, and you need to understand that this will be a game changer. Why EOS is valuable? Because you can do airdrops, you can raise money without spending any money. This is the biggest difference. If you're not understanding right now, you need to really, really understand this part. And this is why this EOS airdrop is important. This is a proof, even though we all knew in theory, this is a proof of concept that this is happening, and this is immediately, like, anybody can do this right away. And why would you do an Ethereum airdrop if you're a new project? It doesn't make sense. Even if you are an Ethereum based project, I would say that you should do a EOS based airdrop, and find a way to maybe use a EOS token, like just like ERC20 tokens were used. You can use EOS for trading tokens, while you can have any side chain as your project. There are a lot of possibilities going in future, and I would say that is going to happen. All right, thanks everyone for joining. I hope this video was useful. We are going to call it a day now, because I don't have much time today. But thanks for joining. I hope this video was useful, and we hope that EOS quickly climbs up in the transactions. Still, it's early days. Remember that it's not a fully operational blockchain, in the sense that they have not scaled up. It's only a single chain. It is not parallel processing right now. It is very limited resources block producers have been able to put together. And once this expands, we will see EOS climbing very fast. And the biggest thing is, of course, the dApps, which are going to come very soon. And that will really change everything. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining. Please subscribe to our channel. And as I said, if you want to contribute, please, now you can use another account. We have Investing with a Difference. investingWAD is our EOS account name. If you want to put any donations for the transfer. So now, finally, why I wanted to hurry up is a few things we wanted to talk about. We are going to start doing meetups. We are going to start doing some developer community we are building. If you are interested in developing on dApps, if you're interested in meeting us and discuss EOS ideas, how you can play a role, please join us there. We will be sharing more and more details in next few weeks. But you can start sending your interest. You can use our email address, investingwiththedifference@gmail.com. And soon we are going to be announcing more and more meetups and plans from our side. So we are doing a lot of investments on EOS from our side. There's a lot of interest in my team. And please let us know if you are also interested in joining us in this activity. So again, this is something which I wanted to announce today, while we are still working on the plans. And you will see more and more information coming in next few weeks. Thanks again. Bye-bye.